Hey, welcome to part two of our wardrobe edit series here at Commonwealth Proper. I'm Craig Arthur Von Schroeder, the founder of the brand, and thank you for following along here during this pandemic pause. So part one, we organized your closet into categories. We had pants, suits, blazers, and shirts. So shirts is what we're going to dive a little deeper into today. So with shirts, you have casual and you have dress shirts. So that's what we're going to do to start. Take all your casual shirts, put them on a rack or in an area of the rack, and all your dress shirts on an area of the rack. And then once you're into that, the dress shirts should go from solid stripes to checks, and your casual shirts should go from lights to dark. Because the casual shirts have different motifs, they don't really fit into the solid stripe check of your dress shirts. You have a motif like this where it's a floral, so we go from light to dark. So once you've sort of organized from casual to dress shirt and solid stripe check, light to dark, you're going to do a little bit deeper dive into each shirt. And you look for wear, okay? So you're evaluating your closet, looking at your shirts. So things to think about in your dress shirt are the buttons, right? Buttons break. Buttons break because you go to a dry cleaner. Dry cleaning is a really harsh process on your clothing. So what happens is they put your dress shirt on a metal form, then they press it, and a lot of times it'll break the buttons. But better clothiers like Commonwealth Proper, we do buttons on the bottom of your shirt, extra buttons. So you have extra buttons in case they break, just bring them back to the cleaner, they'll put them on there. So that's the first thing to look out for. The second thing a lot of guys have a problem with is pit stains. Pit stains are the sort of byproduct of the proteins in your sweat interacting with the aluminum that's in a lot of antiperspirants. So if you want to eliminate that, just use a deodorant, forget about the antiperspirants. But once it's pitted out, you got to throw the shirt out. It's really hard to clean a shirt that has pit stains in it. So buttons, pit stains. You also want to look for the placket in the front, right? So a lot of shirts, dress shirts, have a placket that bubbles up over time. It almost puckers. At Commonwealth Proper, we do a French placket, which has the fusing on the other side, so it's not the first thing that you see. Or we do a press back, which has no fusing. Fusing gives the collar, the cuff, and the placket a little bit of structure. But if that traditional placket comes unglued, and it will over time, it just looks like a worn shirt. So that's something to look out for as well. The last thing about wear is holes, right? If you have a hole in this area of the shirt, you got to get rid of it. Anything on the back or the sides, you can probably mend it pretty easily at any dry cleaner. So once you've sort of gone through each shirt for buttons and tears and pit stains, etc., we're going to move on to fit. So what we like to say at Commonwealth is fit is king. And who knows the fit of your clothes better than your significant other? We call them your default stylist, so your girlfriend, boyfriend, what have you. Invite them in for this part of the process. So this is the fit stage. So you want to try on each shirt. And the first thing you want to look at in terms of fit is the length, right? So we say that the length should be 3/4 untucked down the placket of your jeans. So it should basically hit right here on your jean or your pant. Anything longer is going to look silly. Anything shorter is going to look even sillier. So the length is something to consider. And then obviously the width of it. Is it boxy? Is it too tight? When you sit down, does it sort of pop open? So you really want that sort of sweet spot between fitted and comfortable. So certainly your significant other can sort of help you with that. The other thing with fit to consider if you want to alter your shirts, a lot of times you'll see darting on the back of a guy's shirt. That's sort of, I don't want to say cheap hack, but it's an end around into actually tailoring the side. So you want your tailor to open up the side seam and sort of take it in. They can't let it out because there's not enough fabric on the side seam to really let it out. So once you've gone through the sort of the fit stage and gone through the stage of figuring out whether or not you have any damages, you're left with a plethora of shirts. Okay, well, what do you need as a man? Every man's different. Okay, we all know that. Every man's different, but we do have what we call a solid foundation at Commonwealth Proper. You should have 5 white shirts, 2 blue shirts, and 3 checks and 3 stripes for your dress shirts. And then you should have a couple polos, a couple barbecue shirts. Okay, that's for most guys. That's a pretty good wardrobe. Just a note about barbecue shirts. It's barbecue season. Barbecue shirts came out of GIs coming back from World War II. They came back to an economy that was prosperous. They bought houses out in the suburbs, and they were used to flipping meat and grilling meat while they were on duty. So what came out of that was this style of wearing a shirt like this with a little bit more panache to it, a little bit more sort of color and a little bit more design to it. Because you're a man, you're the grill master. This is my grill and I'm grilling out. So the post-World War II era spawned this shirt, and it's been one of our best sellers here at Commonwealth, this style. We have tons of patterns. It can't make you grill better, but it'll definitely be the best dressed in your backyard. So hey, thanks for tuning in to part 2 of our Wardrobe Edit series. We will be back with you soon. Peace, love, stay proper.